Welcome to the channel, everyone. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. So today I really want to look at the iPad Pro 4th generation with the 12Z processor and find out how much faster it is than the 12X processor that came in the 3rd generation iPad Pro. When Apple released a statement on the 3rd generation iPad Pro, which had the 12X sensor in it, they said it was faster than a lot of the top-end Windows laptops. Then when they released the new iPad Pro, which has the Bionic 12Z processor, they pretty much used the same literature, which makes me believe that the processor in the 4th generation is probably going to be marginally better than the previous generation. Or will it? Today, I plan on putting it up against the previous 3rd generation iPad Pro, so it's time to see how good this 4th generation iPad Pro truly is. There's a lot of people that talk about specs out there and how fast it is, and they compare everything on paper, and I'm going to do that today a little bit as well, but I really want to just go ahead and throw them into the fire and truly see factual evidence of which one is faster and by how much. So I'm going to be using Geekbench and we're going to compare the results. However, first we're going to have to unbox the new iPad Pro 12.9-inch 4th generation. So let's get at it, guys. Okay, so here we go. Time to unbox the new iPad Pro 4th generation. So here are the accessories. The charger block, now much improved over the 1st and 2nd generation for sure. I love the Thunderbolt / USB-C adapters. I love how the new phones are using the same exact cables, well, at least on one end. About the only thing I don't like when it comes to Apple is they give you a really short cable, 3 foot. I think it's actually a little bit shorter than 3 feet. Now I opted for space gray. So here is the new iPad Pro. It's got a little bit different of a shape than the previous iPad. When I say previous, I mean the 1st and 2nd generation, as I really never used the 3rd generation, so I'm not exactly sure how it felt, but this one is definitely quite a bit different. Okay, so here it is with the setup screens. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything set up here. It's just crazy how little edge there is around the screen. Almost the entire front of the device is screen. And what I mean by that is there's a very small edge. It's about half the size of the 1st generation iPad Pro. Okay, guys, let's get this party started. Generation 1 on the left, Generation 2 on the right, almost a 200-point jump in the single core. When we move along to multi-core, you can see it's almost completely double. Generation 2 is a big increase over Generation 1. Now we see Generation 3 on the left, 4 on the right, and just as we expected, it's almost the same, just marginally better. Almost identical single core, but multi-core is a tad bit quicker. Is it really worth the upgrade? That's completely up to you. Moving along, we see the iPhone Pro 11 Max versus the old iPad Air 2, and it's just insane how much faster the phone is than the old iPad Air, considering how small it is. That new iPhone Pro 11 Max is no joke. Okay, now it's time to really dive in, guys. Let's compare the single core to the multi-core on all of them. You can see Generation 1 is just pathetically weak compared to the rest. And then when you move along to Generation 2, it almost doubles in speed. You move along to Generation 3, and again, the multi-core almost doubles in speed. In fact, it does. And the single core is a lot faster. However, Generation 3 to Generation 4 is the smallest gap of all of the previous generations, although it is faster. And it's no surprise that the iPad Air 2 is the slowest of the bunch. But the shocking part of this whole review is the fact that the iPhone Pro 11 Max is actually the fastest in the single core department. And I don't mean just by a slight margin. It's drastically faster than Generation 1 and 2 iPad Pro, and it's much faster than Generation 3 and even Generation 4. Even the multi-core score on the iPhone Pro 11 Max is in between Generation 2 and 3 of the iPad Pro. I just can't believe how fast the iPhone Pro 11 Max truly is. However, this review is about the iPad Pro Generation 4. And the only question left to ask yourself is the Generation 4 truly worth the upgrade over the Generation 3? And simply put, just based off of scores on the single-core and multi-core processor, the answer simply put would be no. It's marginally faster. However, simple things like single-core speed and multi-core speed are not the only things that warrant an upgrade to the new iPad Generation 4. Now, there are two very important upgrades that I want to discuss with you guys that I have not mentioned yet, one of which is the new square camera module as found in the iPhone Pro 11 Max. It has the wide angle as well as the normal lens, but it does not have the telephoto. And the reason for this is because they now have a LiDAR in the Generation 4 iPad Pro. What is a LiDAR, you ask? It stands for light detection and ranging. It's a remote sensing method that uses light in the form of pulsed laser to measure ranges and variable distances to the Earth. A LiDAR instrument principally consists of a laser, a scanner, and/or a specialized GPS receiver. The customized designed LiDAR scanner uses direct time of flight to measure reflected light from up to 5 meters away, both indoors and out. It works at the photon level and operates at nanosecond speeds and opens up tremendous possibilities for the augmented reality and beyond. This is pretty much a statement from Apple explaining how good the LiDAR detector is inside of the iPad Pro Generation 4. Apple has planned to enable the LiDAR hardware beyond what it's shared so far, and every existing ARKit app automatically gets instant AR placement, improved motion capture, and people occlusion. Using the latest updates to the ARKit with the new Scene Geometry API, developers can harness the power of the new LiDAR scanner to unleash scenarios that were never really before possible in any of the previous devices that Apple has released. Thank you guys so much for stopping in and watching this video. If you're stopping in for the first time, please smash the subscribe button, punch the like button, comment below what do you guys think of the video today. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for supporting the channel over the years and coming back and continuing to watch. I'm officially back, so if you're a returning subscriber and you liked the camera reviews, there's going to be more camera and lens reviews and equipment as well. And not only that, computers, iPads, phones, tablets, fashion, clothing, fight reactions, different types of reaction videos, all kinds of good stuff. It's now my personal vlog. I really wanted to resurrect the channel and bring a lot of content. Now I'm really back for good this time with lots of new content. I've completely revamped the design of the channel, all new thumbnails, titles, everything's been fixed, organized, new playlists. I am putting a lot of effort into bringing this channel back up. So if you guys are watching still, I really appreciate it. And you guys can now support the channel with the join button below, exclusive member badges, perks, and emojis. And it truly does support the channel. You can join right there below this video. There is also going to be merchandise below the video as well very soon. I'm working on t-shirts, hats, all kinds of stuff. And I do have a lot of content coming. So I really appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching the unboxing and quick review of the iPad Pro Generation 4. I do have a speed test comparison between the iPhones and iPads coming up as well, and a lot of other content. So stay tuned for that. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Stay safe out there. Have fun. Have a great night, and I will see all of you on the next upload. Take care, guys.